Burning wet pressboard and carpet backing. William Hovey Smith, 2021.
This is Hovey Smith, the Backyard Sportsman. One of the problems with doing anything regarding wetted materials from floods or anything else is what in the world do you do with the residue over here? Well, I'm fortunate enough to live in the rural South, and I maintain a burn pile. So although this material was very much saturated, I am going to burn it. Well, some people say, doesn't this throw pollutants in the atmosphere, etc., etc., etc.? Yes, it does. But exactly the same thing would happen if I put it in a local Dempsey dumpster. Just because I put things in there doesn't mean they magically disappear. Then you have fuel taking them to the county dump, where then they attempt to burn them. I get much better results here where I can look after my own fires and solve my own problems. What we have done is pile the material on a sheet over here so that it can partially dry while I get the rest ready. I also have a cart full of drier pine and some cardboard boxes and paper. And I'm going to start the fire with paper and pine and then slowly add the pressboard and other materials to it. Here you can get a closer view of what we're trying to burn up. Exposed here to a little light breeze and sunshine, the material is drying even as it sits in this pile. And we also have our cart of combustible pine over here ready to get started, and our burn pile leveled so I have a proper surface to work on. The material in the background there is persimmon, and I'm going to be burning that to make charcoal, but that's for another day. We built up a very loose pile, as you can see, and that's desirable to put plenty of air around this wood, which is still sort of damp because we had 1.5 inches of rain day before yesterday. And that's the reason it's safe to burn, because the ground and the vegetation is still damp and the ground is saturated, so we have little danger of fire. We've got a little of that torn paper carton started, and it will very shortly start picking up the wood. Shortly, you should hear a little cracking as the wood starts to burn. But yeah, it's now igniting the larger pieces of cardboard. So, yeah, we're getting there pretty quick. Pile is starting to collapse. The weight of the larger branches is putting all of the material closer to the source of the flame, which is good. Yeah, now I can see fire all the way up to the top. And all the branches are very well caught. Carpet padding is catching fire. And even a little bit of the pressboard, I think. Yeah, I can burn something with that.
am an author, mainly of outdoor books, but I do have a couple of business titles. My newest book is Make Your Own Job, Anytime, Anywhere, at Any Age. In this book, I advocate that people start their own jobs or mini jobs whilst they are still working, so that should they suddenly be laid off, they have a money-making enterprise running quietly in the background that they can rev up and bring some real money in the house. Now, this works equally well for anyone from teens to senior citizens.
I'm now starting to shovel some of the pressboard on. Now, I think I'll let that work for a while before I add more. The material burning on top is tar paper, and now I think I can add a little bit more material. The trick, if there be such, is just to add a little bit at the time as it burns. We're getting to the stage of the fire where it's depending more and more on the burning pressboard to sustain it. And so we're just going to have to let it do its thing for a while until what we've got it on there actually starts to burn down some. We're now making progress with getting our material from the tarp to the burn pile. On the burn pile itself, I'm going to rake that down now more nearly flat and put another layer on it. We're getting now very nearly to the end. And while the temptation would be just to throw the rest of it on the pile, no, need to let this burn down to coals and then add that, and that'll be the wind-up. We are all but done. The last pieces of the burn pile of the pressboard are smoldering away. But now, this is Hovey Smith, reminding you to hunt what you eat and eat what you hunt. Be legal, be ethical, be safe, goodbye, God bless, and see you next time.
Using fallen limbs from my yard to help burn waste materials is following the Billy Joe Rubidoux principle of using what you've got to do what you need. If you want to know more about the tragic life of Billy Joe, I have another video about him. For more information about my books, blogs, and other activities, go to www.hoveysmith.com. To learn more about my business books, including Make Your Own Job, Anytime, Anywhere, at Any Age, go to createyourownjobsecurity.com. To discover how my novel, screenplay, and movie project is coming along, go to fatherofthegrooms.net. Hunt what you eat and eat what you hunt. Goodbye and God bless.